Hello, I'm Tim. I'm playing Silumgar and the Dragons of Tarkir Prerelease. Let's see what we got. Cool looking dice. Okay, so let's go with our seeded pack first. And we have Profaner of the Dead. It's pretty nice. Glint. Youthful Scholar. Self-Inflicted Wound. Deadly Wanderings. Gadul Lurker. Defeat. Hand of Silumgar. Mystic Meditation. Quasari Sadist. Vulturous Aven. Contradict. Marsh Hulk. Negate. Palace Familiar. And Dutiful Attendant. Let's go for the Fate Reforged first. And let's see what we have in here. We have Cunning Strike, Abzen Runemark, Raksasha's Disdain, Reach of Shadows, Hooded Assassin, Tiger's Cruelty, Mardu Scout, Feral Crush-Shock, Lightning Shrieker, Fearsome Awakening, Noxious Dragon, Honor's Reward, and Supplant Form, and a foil Alicia's Vanguard,
yes, one more announcement.
And a Blossoming Sands.
We have trash cans located conveniently throughout the room, so please, as you are done making your deck, please gather your trash, whether it's yours or somebody else's, and throw it away for us. Also, at the end of the event, if you can please return all of the land that you have borrowed from us back, that would be fantastic, because we do have 2 more events after this one.
For our first pack of Dragons of Tarkir, we have Hand of Silumgar, Storm Rage Brawler, Resupply, Grave Purge, Pinion Feast, Palace Familiar, Sand Steep Scavenger, Updraft Elemental, Shape of the Sands, Ujitai Summons, Gate Smasher, Lightning Berserker, Graceblade Artisan, Myth Realized. That is a great card. For our second pack of Dragons of Tarkir, we have Kulagan Stormsinger, Center Soul, Quasari Sadist, Sabertooth Outrider, Dragon Scarred Bear, Anticipate, Sprinting Warbrute, Stampeding Elkhord, Ancestral Statue, Sight Beyond Sight, Circle of Elders, Dragon Hunter, Foul Renewal, and a foil Living Lore. For our third pack of Dragons of Tarkir, we have Hardened Berserker, Territorial Rock, Marsh Hulk, Kindled Fury, Contradict, Einak Artillerist, Silumgar Butcher, Custodian of the Trove, Sandcrafter Mage, Tygom Strike, Swift Warkite, Draconic Roar, Silumgar Monument, and another Profaner of the Dead. And for our last pack of Dragons of Tarkir, We have Mind Rot, a Tarkir Beastbreaker, Mystic Meditation, a Tarkir Ifrit, Falton Shriek, Reduce in Stature, Dragon's Eye Sentry, Guardian Shieldbearer, Sarkhan's Rage, Sarkhan's Triumph, Youthful Scholar, Acid Spewer Dragon, and another Living Lore, a Foil Plains, and a Morph token. And this is the deck that I ended up with. It performed pretty well. I went 2-2 over the course of the tournament. And let's take a look at it. Now, my deck is very synergistic. I'm using 6 rares in color, and it performed very well. The only thing I was worried about is the curve. Most of my drops start around 4 mana, and that did prove a problem. I went against Rakdos, well, the Kalagath or whatever. I went against that 3 out of my 4 rounds, which really hurt me. I ended up pulling out 2 out of the 3 out of them, but it is really straining in my deck. I had a lot of cards that I wanted to exploit, such as the Palace Familiar and the Youthful Scholars, and I had ways to exploit them, such as the 2 Profaner of the Deads and the Silumgar Butcher. Now, the only problem every once in a while was I'd be stuck with a Living Lore in my hand, and that kind of slowed my game plan down against, especially against the aggressive decks. But eventually when they would come out, it's something that they usually could not deal with. A 5/5 or 6/6 creature on the ground for 4 mana is just really hard to deal with. I didn't really get to play the Monument at all, so in my later rounds, on rounds 3 and 4, I was sideboarding it out. The Youthful Scholars and the Palace Familiars, along with the Mystic Meditation and the Sight Beyond Sight, those were just drawing me so much cards that made my deck so consistent. And a lot of the cards that I am playing, I'm playing 2 copies of, including my rares, so my deck was very consistently strong. It didn't really have any weaknesses past turn 5 or 6, as long as I was at a reasonable life total. But again, often in my rounds, I didn't expect playing so many aggressive decks that my 4 mana cost cards were at that point a hindrance. So for the sideboard against most of those decks, I brought in as many cheap little cards that I could. The Quasari Sadist helped me stabilize, gain some life later in the game. Updraft Elemental usually just stalled them right out. And Defeat was a nice little, I kill your morph or I kill your little warrior card. The 1 black 2 mana warrior card really was giving me trouble because I went against 2 of the decks were very heavy in warriors. One of them had the 1 white and X card that put that many X 1/1 warriors in play, and that card, both of them combined, were just, that's something you can't really deal with. But overall, the deck performed very well. I didn't have that much in forms of removal. I did have Foul Renewal, which played as a role player many times. It was just a phenomenal card, would always get me a bomb back and just refill my hand. And Reduce in Stature was okay, but on some creatures, especially in this format, on some creatures, their attack trigger or their other triggers, such as the warrior guy or the dragon, when he attacks, he gives you 6 mana. Those are cards that, like, I could put it on there, but it didn't do that much because they still would get their trigger. I didn't run into any other exploit decks. I played red, black, red, black, red, black, and then red, green for my matchups. But the deck overall performed very well. Thanks for watching.